Good afternoon, everybody. I'm delighted to be here in the Valley and to be joined by a number of very distinguished public officials to announce a joint plan to go forward to build a barrier along approximately 20 miles of Hidalgo County that would both serve the Border Patrol's need to have an effective barrier against smuggling and illegal migration, and this community's need to upgrade its levees and protect against natural disasters. I know you all know that part of our ultimate responsibility at the Department of Homeland Security is all hazards, whether it's people smuggling drugs across the border or storms and floods causing damage. And this is a great example of a project which, when it's completed at the end of this year, will serve both of those functions. I'm joined here by a number of people who played a really pivotal role in what is a win-win outcome on achieving this project. We have Senator Cornyn here, who's coming from Washington. I know Senator Hutchison wanted to be here, is detained in Washington. Both of them worked very hard and consistently in making it possible to move forward with this project. Governor Perry, again, very supportive and very helpful with his staff in terms of making this happen. Representative Henry Cuellar, a strong supporter of the Border Patrol and of all of our efforts, and also someone who was a strong voice in favor of this resolution. I have to single out Judge J.D. Salinas of Hidalgo County for the vision and energy to come to us not only with a plan, but with money and the determination to get this done on a schedule that would meet our commitment to the American people. And he deserves an awful lot of credit. I'm also joined here by, I believe, Commissioner Marin from the IVWC is here, Judge Cascos from Cameron County, who had a lot to do with the initial conception here, and of course Jay Ahern, who's the Deputy Commissioner and our own Sector Chief. Let me explain what the concept is here very briefly. You know, the American people have made it very clear that the current state of the border, and actually the state of the border over the last 30 years, has not been acceptable. In a world where we have not only to deal with the threats after 9/11, but drug smuggling and human smuggling, we simply owe it to the entire country to secure the border. We've done a lot in the last year to gain that security. We've seen reductions in the flow across the border. We've built almost 300 miles of fencing, both pedestrian and vehicle fencing. I saw some of it yesterday when I was out in Arizona. We're deploying modern 21st century technology, unmanned aerial systems, sensors, cameras, again, all across the border. And we're well on the way to doubling the Border Patrol at the end of this year. We've got over 15,000 sworn officers now. So we've actually done quite a bit, but there is more to be done. And that means we have to use all of the tools that we can to support our Border Patrol and our border inspectors in securing the border. Now, one of those tools is barriers. Barriers don't necessarily work every place, but there are some places where they do work, because particularly in an urban area where a city is very close to the border, the capacity to slow up a smuggler, a drug smuggler or a human smuggler, is critical in terms of letting the Border Patrol get there to apprehend and intercept somebody. So that's why we're committed to fulfilling our promise of 670 miles of barriers by the end of this calendar year. We have the money to do it. More importantly, we have the will to do it. Now, this is a great example of a case where we're able to dovetail what we need to do with what the community needs. The community needs to have levees that are strong and capable of dealing with the challenges of the 21st century. And by being able to blend the community's needs and the country's needs, we came up with a win-win situation here. We are always interested in working with local communities to come up with solutions that satisfy everybody's needs. At the same time, we're determined to live up to our commitments, and that means completing the work that we've said we were going to complete in the time frame that we've promised the American people. I think that's what the public expects. And that's the only antidote to some of the public skepticism and even cynicism that we've seen very loudly proclaimed over the last couple of years. I do want to say that we have, this is part of an extensive process of consultation that we've undertaken over the last year since we've identified areas that we want to tentatively build in. We've contacted 500 individual landowners. We've held 6 town halls in Texas. 11 meetings with public groups, 27 meetings with state, county, and local officials, 5 open houses on environmental assessments, and we had literally hundreds attending some of these open houses and giving comments. So we've got a lot of interaction. We'll continue to do it, but I don't want anyone to mistake the fact that we are determined to get the job done. Finally, I want to just say that we're looking for a little extra help from our friends in Congress. I know Senator Cornyn and Senator Hutchinson have promised to help us with a little legislative fix we need to get in order to allow us to really actually execute on this agreement. And I'm confident that anybody who has the welfare of the country in this region at heart is going to support that effort.